Kevin Hart is considered a sweetheart by most comedy and film fans around the globe. The man has been given so many awards and gotten so many mentions amongst reputable celebrities, brands, and shows. In a nutshell, he's a darling to the world. But the big question is he really so sweet? Flipping to the other side of the coin, Kevin Hart's past is nowhere close to comical. To put a name to it, just one word will describe it best: scandalous. Even after the money and the fame, when a person is expected to behave better since they have more to lose, Hart still embraces opportunities to misbehave. For starters, back in 2019, the actor was sued by the woman at the center of an alleged extortion scandal that occurred in 2017. Montia Sabag sued the comedian for $60 million in damages for alleged intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligence, and invasion of privacy, according to court documents obtained by People magazine. In 2017, Hart shared a video on Instagram claiming someone was trying to extort him over a S. Wally suggestive video involving him and Sabag in a hotel room in Las Vegas. Hart's former friend Jonathan Todd Jackson was arrested and charged with extortion but has denied ever extorting Hart. In the court documents, Sabag claims Hart, in fact, knew of the secret video camera in the hotel room and allowed Jackson access to the room so they could tape her in secret. Sabag alleges the incident was to help promote Hart's irresponsible tour, which was a record-breaking comedy, and to increase his overall pop culture status, according to the documents. She also demanded a trial by jury. In 2017, Hart apologized to his then-pregnant wife, Aniku Parrish, and his 2 children on social media, where he asserted Jackson was trying to extort him. The FBI was reportedly investigating the alleged extortion attempt. "I'm guilty of infidelity, regardless of how it happened and what was involved, that I can't talk about. I'm guilty. I'm wrong," Hart said in an interview with the Power 105.1 FM show The Breakfast Club in December 2017. "It's beyond irresponsible. There's no way around it. That's Kevin Hart in his dumbest moment. That's not the finest hour of my life. With that being said, you make your bed and you lay in it." In September 2017, Sabag came forward at a press conference identifying herself as the woman involved with Hart in the recording and saying, "I am not an extortionist. I had nothing to do with these recordings." Sabag and her lawyer confirmed that she had an intimate relationship with the actor in Las Vegas a month before when they were secretly filmed in a hotel room together. "I was involved with Kevin Hart a month ago. Since then, my pictures and my name have been released with lies written about me," Sabag said. Her high-profile attorney, Lisa Bloom, then spoke and claimed her client was a victim of multiple felonies after she was filmed without consent. Montia is a crime victim. Someone apparently snuck cameras into Kevin Hart's private hotel suite in Las Vegas and recorded bedroom images of the 2 of them, Bloom said. Sabag said she hired Bloom to protect her rights, adding her name to the attorney's long list of high-profile clients. Bloom has, in the past, represented Blac Chyna amid the reality star's turbulent breakup and custody battle with Rob Kardashian. The attorney was by Chyna's side when she made a statement condemning Kardashian's use of her nude photos without her permission. She also represented Kathy Griffin, following the comedian's controversial photo depicting a decapitated Donald Trump. Bloom later clarified that her client was not trying to get money out of Hart. "Montia and I are not asking for a cent from Kevin Hart. This is not about money," Bloom said. "We are not suing him. We are not making any claims against him. Any reports to the contrary are false. Kevin Hart appears to be the victim of this criminal, just as Montia is a victim of this criminal." After reports labeled her a stripper, Sabag said during the conference that she identifies professionally as a recording artist and actress. Bloom's initial press release also identified Sabag as a model. The film database IMDb, however, has no listed credits to Sabag's name. Considering how much the actor gushes about his wife, Aniku Parrish, it was shocking when he essentially admitted to cheating on her while she was pregnant with his child after he knew he'd been caught. "I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions, and recently, I didn't," a visibly distraught Hart said in a September 2017 Instagram video. "I'm not perfect. I made a bad error in judgment. I put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen. and they did. In doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, my wife and my kids. It's a silly moment when you know you're wrong, and there's no excuses for your wrong behavior. But I'm not going to also allow a person to have financial gain over my mistakes. And in this particular situation, that's what was attempted. I said, I'd rather fess up to my mistakes. Hart didn't say exactly what mistakes he'd made, but TMZ reported that someone was shopping around a video, allegedly of Hart, and another woman engaged in sexually suggestive behavior in a club and in a bed. A rep for Hart told the site, someone tried to set Kevin up in a failed extortion attempt. That's not all. Hart has also been accused of using charity as a cover for his dubious ways. TMZ obtained the video of Hart, which reportedly fueled the extortion attempt. While the site did not publish the full video, it described the footage as graphic, noting that while one doesn't actually see the Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle star's face in a particularly raunchy scene, you do see a nude man who looks an awful lot like the comedian walking around afterward. The video includes text cards alleging that Hart started his Hurricane Harvey challenge in an effort to preempt the release of the footage and get into the public's good graces. The clip claims the alleged cheating took place between August 17 and August 20th, 2017. The real reason Kevin Hart orchestrated the Texas Hurricane Relief Fund, this so-called good deed, was done to get ahead, as he knew this damaging footage was one click away from being exposed as the liar and cheater he is, the video's text reads. Kevin Hart was privy to me wanting to expose him, as I have made countless attempts to expose this information to various blogs in an attempt to also get paid. The video alleges, the weekend of his pregnant wife's birthday, Kevin Hart was recklessly partying with my friends and I, drinking, doing drugs, and having S with multiple women at the Las Vegas Cosmopolitan Hotel. While further elaborating on the cheating incident, the lawyer to Hart's partner in crime, Lisa Bloom, said, "It is a crime to secretly put cameras in a private place like a hotel room. It is another crime to secretly record people in a private place. It is yet another crime to distribute those images. Montia is the victim of multiple felonies under state and federal laws." She continued, "Although it's been reported that law enforcement is investigating, we have no evidence of that. We will be going to the authorities immediately to report this matter. We will fully cooperate with law enforcement." Law enforcement sources told TMZ that the person attempting to extort Kevin Hart made several demands for money, at one point asking for 8 figures. Sources told the gossip rag that the FBI has identified the woman interacting with Hart in the video and believed either she was the person who demanded the cash, or someone who had access to her iPhone was behind the alleged extortion attempt. Sources close to Hart reportedly would not confirm if he was the man in the video, but did confirm that the woman in the video was familiar to them and had previously had a S-Wall relationship with another celebrity who is currently a TV star. The insiders also noted that the video was recorded on an iPhone propped up against an object in the room, and that recording without consent is against the law. According to TMZ, the plot thickened when someone who could be the extortionist contacted Hart's team and offered to take a lie detector test related to the tape's contents, but only if they were paid a cool $500,000 for the test. Hart's attorneys reportedly declined the offer. According to CNN, a former friend of Hart's by the name of Jonathan Todd Jackson was charged with 1 count each of felony attempted extortion and extortion by threatening letter in May 2018. Coincidentally, Hart admitted in 2016 that a big reason he didn't cheat was because he didn't want to get caught. "At today's time, man, it's too risky," he told The Breakfast Club. And not to say that all women are opportunists, because that's not fair and that's not true. But there are some women who have given other women a bad name, just with the social media and the posting of the "in the bed with." Hart added, "So even if I were to cheat on Parrish, there's no safe return from it. I wouldn't be a good cheater right now because I don't feel like I can trust you to cheat. I feel like I'd be asking questions. What are you doing? Are you about to post that? It's too much. There's no sanity that comes with it. Why risk it? What am I going to throw it all away for? It's not worth it." Apparently, cheating has been something of Hart's hobby. In August 2017, Eniku Parrish posted a photo captioned, "8 years together, 1 year married, forever to go." Fans and followers were quick to point out that the Central Intelligence star and his ex-wife, Torrey Hart, had only been divorced for 6 years at that point. Parrish responded in a since-deleted comment. Their marriage was broken way before I came in the picture. They were separated, living in separate homes. I was never a secret. In another deleted comment, she claimed Torre started a rumor that Parrish was Hart's mistress years ago because she wanted to play the victim and not own up to her wrongdoing as well. I never wrecked any home. Torre replied in a since-deleted comment of her own, saying, Eniku sweetheart, normally I don't feed into this, but when you addressed me directly, you forced my hand to respond. We have made successful strides to become a loving co-parenting family, but you have now left it open for my character to be questioned. You, Kevin, and I know the truth. Torre later told TMZ, I wish I had the time that she had to sit around and read comments all day long. I really do. Numbers don't lie. Dates don't lie. She previously told the media outlet in 2014, Our divorce was finalized 2 years ago, and we were only separated 8 months prior to the divorce. Despite what Kevin has said and the timeframes he is trying to establish, she was his mistress and was one of the reasons that broke up my family. Hart proposed to Eniku on August 19, 2014, capturing this sweet moment on video. Coincidentally, or perhaps not, the actor's ex-wife, Torre Hart, had a television show premiering the same day. In the show called Atlanta Exes, Torre talks about Kevin allegedly cheating on her. While TMZ suspected the comedian's timing may have been fueled by spite, it's important to note that Hart's proposal also coincided with Parrish's 30th birthday. Hours after the proposal, Kevin and Parrish reportedly ran into Torre at an Atlanta strip club, where spies told TMZ the women did not make eye contact. But even after cheating on his ex-wife with his new one, Hart has been accused of cheating on several occasions after marrying Eniku. In July 2017, Radar Online obtained photos and a video of the comedian interacting suspiciously with a woman in a car outside a Miami hotel, though it's unclear if anything untoward happened. The woman in question was singer Monique Momo Gonzalez, as reported by the Daily Mail. It's obvious they were up to no good, a spy alleged to Radar Online. She kept looking over her shoulder and Kevin was pop-eyed when another guest walked by. Sources close to Parrish were reportedly furious about the reports. With his wife at home pregnant, Kevin's behavior is way out of line, an insider told Radar Online. His friends are in shock. Eniku needs to be stress-free and feeling safe and secure. It's disgusting that Kevin is doing this to her. In Kevin Hart's 2015 memoir, I Can't Make This Up: Life Lessons, he recalled having affairs behind Torre Hart's back before they even wed. I was too young, dumb, and horny to take care of her emotional needs, communicate honestly, and repair damage from the mistakes, he wrote. Those mistakes came mostly from times we argued so intensely that we broke up and messed around with other people, sometimes for S, other times for retaliation. When we inevitably got back together, the knowledge, or sometimes just the suspicion, that one of us had been with someone else made the next fight that much worse. He described one incident in which Torre had temporarily moved back in with her parents, only to return to their shared home and find him with another woman. Suddenly, I heard the sound of glass breaking outside. I ran into the street to find Torre kicking the other woman's car in. By the time she finished, the fender was hanging off the front, the headlights were broken, and the hood was dented, Hart wrote. The stand-up comic admitted that the cheating intensified after they married, and even included 3 random women he met online. I'd go to the show and feel justified in hooking up with one of those 3 women because I deserved it after being so mistreated, but I was the one lying, cheating, and leading a double life, Hart wrote. He reportedly continued seeing other women until one of them allegedly began stalking him and revealed his affairs to Torre, prompting their divorce. But the injustice in his marriage didn't stop at cheating. Court documents obtained by Radar Online revealed that Hart was arrested for simple assault in 2000 after an altercation with Torre. The charges were dismissed, but the actor did address the domestic dispute in his book, I Can't Make This Up: Life Lessons. I was so drunk, I couldn't remember what had happened. I didn't have any marks on me, and neither did Torre, the actor wrote. As best I can tell, we got in a screaming match, and she decided to call the police because she thought it would hurt more than physical violence. What soon followed was one of the lowest points I ever hit, and it fills me with an amount of shame that's beyond words. At one point, Torre spit on me. I let loose a volley of curses at her and she lunged at me. Next thing I knew, I looked up and I had scratches all over my neck and head, and she had a red, swelling mark on her face. Away from the several cheating scandals, Hart was also accused of gaslighting his hurricane relief efforts. After Hurricane Harvey devastated Houston, Texas, and its surrounding areas in August 2017, Hart created a hurricane relief challenge in which he called out other celebrities by name, including pals Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Jay-Z, Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, and Dave Chappelle to donate $25,000 each to recovery efforts. I think we participated in a lot of challenges on the internet, some meaningful, some meaningless, but we've all done them, Hart said in an Instagram video. At this point, I'm going to start a real challenge. I'm challenging a lot of my celebrity friends to follow my lead and donate $25,000 to Hurricane Harvey, to the Red Cross. I'm going to lead the charge and step up in this way. I'm blessed that Kevin Hart made a donation, but I feel like he doesn't have to do that challenge. Rapper and label executive Master P told TMZ. It's not necessary. A lot of people are going to do what they want to do. It's their money. We made a substantial donation, but it really doesn't matter what it is as long as you give from your heart. I don't think you have to do that with other people. Even his pal Dwayne Johnson wasn't too impressed, though he did participate. Kevin Hart, you issued the Hurricane Harvey challenge, he said. I appreciate you, brother. I just donated my $25,000 to the Red Cross. My companies are donating money. I'm not going to call out my celebrity friends. You already know what to do in terms of donating money, the former wrestler lamented. Hart has also had to deal with several lawsuits coming his way. A fan named Jason Collins sued the comedian in August 2017 after he was allegedly insulted and beaten by the comic's security team. According to TMZ, Collins claimed he was a VIP guest at Hart's show in Philadelphia on August 29, 2015, when stadium security approached in what he called an aggressive manner. The stadium security allegedly turned Collins over to the comedian's personal security team. Collins alleged that Hart's team threatened to tase him, threw him to the ground, and called him names. He sued for $50,000, claiming Hart should take responsibility, since it was the actor's hired muscle who did the alleged damage. It's worth noting that Collins has not publicized what he did to attract the stadium security team's attention in the first place or why it took him 2 years to sue. So take this incident with a great big grain of salt. Even though our man Hart is not a saint, it doesn't necessarily mean he's always in the wrong. When it comes to his professional life, the funny man has also had to deal with some controversies. Hart has dozens of on-screen roles to his name, but the movie star famously said no to a major part in the past based on one particular reason. One role I regret turning down was in Tropic Thunder, Hart told The Breakfast Club in January 2015. Brandon T. Jackson, he got the part of Al Pacino. But, in my defense, first of all, before I say this, I'm politically correct to the gay community. I respect and appreciate any and everything that you all do, and as people, I love you. However, Hart went on to say that the character in the version of the script he read was different from the one portrayed in the film. He was doing a lot of stuff in the draft that I read. It was really flagrant. It was a lot of stuff, and I was like, I can't do this. When asked if he could play a gay role, in general, Hart was candid. No, not because I have any ill will or disrespect, he said. It's because I feel like I can't do it because I don't think I'm really going to dive into that role 100% because of the insecurities about myself trying to play that part. In his memoir, I Can't Make This Up, Life Lessons, the actor wrote, "When I'm drunk, I think everything is a toilet." He admitted to even urinating in Eniku Parrish's purse. "When I'm wasted, anything with a door looks like a bathroom to me," Hart continued. "And anything with a lid or an opening looks like a toilet. So, I'll piss wherever I think a bathroom should be." According to TMZ, Hart was busted for a DUI in April 2013 after going nearly 90 miles per hour and nearly crashing into a truck. His blood alcohol level was reportedly nearly twice the legal limit. The comedian was sentenced to 3 years of probation and 3 months of alcohol education classes. Aside from being branded homophobic, Hart has also been accused of hosting a racially insensitive party for their son. In November 2018, Hart's wife, Eniku, took to Instagram to document a Cowboys and Indians-themed birthday party they threw for their son, Kenzo. However, TMZ reports that the couple faced a ton of criticism for the festivities theme, which many felt was insensitive and racist toward Native Americans. But Hart wasn't having it, and quickly went on the defense. The comedian slammed the backlash as dumb sut on his Straight from the Hart radio show, noting that the same day, the Dallas Cowboys had played against the Washington Redskins. The reason why I'm even bringing this dumb sweat shows how stupid the world is becoming with opinions, Hart said, adding, to throw racial judgment into the development of a 1-year-old's birthday party where the theme is cowboys and Indians, and it's based around the outfits that are given to these young kids. Hart went on to liken playing cowboys and Indians as a kid to playing cops and robbers and said he believed the theme was much different from blackface. This isn't a racial slur, the stand-up comic claimed. This is a game people have been playing for years. That said, people probably brought that up because the actor has a history of making homophobic and sometimes racial jokes.
Before becoming a household name, Hart was simply a working comedian with a few stand-up specials. As such, not all of his pre-fame material holds up. Hart has old tweets and stand-up material from 2009 through 2011 in which he uses language, scenarios, and premises that many interpreted as homophobic. When asked about his past homophobic jokes in an interview promoting 2015's Get Hard, Hart simply replied, "At the end of the day, funny is funny."
In an interview with Rolling Stone that same year, the comic revealed he wouldn't continue telling one particularly controversial joke from a past special about how he'd react if his son were gay, but not necessarily due to sensitivity or compassion for the LGBTQ+ community. I wouldn't tell that joke today because when I said it, the times weren't as sensitive as they are now, Hart explained. I think we love to make big deals out of things that aren't necessarily big deals because we can. These things become public spectacles. So why set yourself up for failure? He fought his corner. Ultimately, he refused to apologize for his past material. The actor was named host of the 2019 Oscars in December 2018. But almost immediately afterward, the previously mentioned old tweets and stand-up material with homophobic themes resurfaced. Many opponents to the comedian's hosting gig pointed out that he never actually apologized for the prior offensive material. Hart's response? A shirtless Instagram video taken from bed in which he griped, "If you don't believe that people change, grow, evolve as they get older, I don't know what to tell you. If you want to hold people in a position where they always have to justify or explain their past, then do you. I'm the wrong guy, man. I'm in a great place, a great mature place where all I do is spread positivity. If you're not doing that, you're not on my page." He then doubled down. In a follow-up Instagram clip, a seemingly exasperated Hart revealed that the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences asked him to apologize, or else they'd have to find a new host. "I passed on the apology," he said. "This is not the first time this has come up. I've addressed it, I've spoken on it. I'm not going to continue to go back and tap into the days of old when I've moved on and I'm in a completely different space in my life." Within days of speaking out on the backlash against him, Hart tweeted that he was stepping down from hosting the Academy Awards. However, this time, he actually did apologize to the LGBTQ+ community for his past remarks. "I have made the choice to step down from hosting this year's Oscars," he wrote. "This is because I do not want to be a distraction on a night that should be celebrated by so many amazing, talented artists. I sincerely apologize to the LGBTQ community for my insensitive words from my past." In a follow-up tweet, the comedian apologized again, adding, "I am evolving and want to continue to do so. My goal is to bring people together, not tear us apart. Much love and appreciation to the Academy. I hope we can meet again." About a month later, the comic appeared on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, where the titular host asked him to reconsider his stance on emceeing the Oscars. DeGeneres also entreated her audience to forgive Hart for his past comments. He said he'd consider it. A few days later, during which DeGeneres faced backlash of her own for defending Hart, he apologized once again to the LGBTQ+ community on his Straight from the Hart radio show. However, he added, "If you don't want to accept people for their change, then where are you trying to get to the equal part?" Then, during a January 2019 appearance on Good Morning America, Hart made it clear that he was tired of discussing the Oscars controversy. "I'm done with it. It gets no more energy from me," he said. "That's why I said, for the last time, I'm addressing this. There's no more conversation about it. I'm over that. I'm over the moment, and I'm about today." When co-anchor Michael Strahan asked how he'd evolved since his initial homophobic jokes, Hart snapped, "I have explained how I've evolved, which makes me say, I'm over it. I'm not saying I've changed anymore. I'm not saying what I've done and what the new me is. I'm not giving any more explanation of who I am. I'm done." The actor then pointed out all of his previous tweets, Instagram posts, statements, and TV and radio quotes about the Oscars situation and refused to discuss it any further. Saying the backlash and apology cycle was endless, the comic added, "I'm talking about today. I'm talking about me today and the energy that I have and what I can do on a daily basis." When Strahan asked Hart about the possibility of having a gay son, he replied, "If anybody out there wants to believe that Kevin Hart is that much of a monster, that he wouldn't love somebody because of their choice in life, more power to them." But despite his very many weaknesses, there is no denying that Hart is probably one of the hardest working comedians in the business right now. He tours regularly around the country and has released several hit comedy movies. He has also dealt with some challenging moments trying to get to where he is now. A few years back, the actor stopped by the Howard Stern show to discuss his movie Ride Along 2. During the interview, Hart was open and intimate about his personal life with Stern. He revealed the hardships he faced throughout his life, both in childhood and in his career. He was positive and humbled by his life experiences and felt they had helped make him who he is today. Reportedly, the multi-talented actor grew up with a drug-addicted father who was far from the supportive, loving father his mother had hoped for. His father suffered a long battle with drug addiction and dabbled in serious drugs like heroin, crack, and coke, and anything else he could get his hands on. Hart even mentioned a childhood incident where his father stole $20 from a birthday card that was given to him as a present. Although his father did the best he could when Hart was a young child, eventually, as the actor got older, his father's addiction spiraled out of control. "From ages 2 through 8, my dad did what he could before his addiction got out of hand. Heroin, coke, crack, you name it. If you could put it somewhere, it went there," Hart said. Despite his upbringing, the screen star believes that his father's addiction, along with the hardships he faced in his career, helped make him the person he is today. "Things happen for a reason. If my dad had been around and didn't do drugs, I may be handling my success differently. I may be on drugs, I may be searching for something. The way I look at it now, I'm such a great father because I don't want to make the mistakes that my dad made," Hart continued. With the help of his older brother Robert, Hart helped his dad get on the road to recovery by sending him to rehab. He later developed a very close relationship with his father and didn't hold a grudge about the bad choices his old man made in the past. Hart even mentioned buying his father a home and helping him financially so he would not have that burden anymore. Unfortunately, Senior Hart passed away in October 2022 at the age of 73. "RIP to one of the realest and rawest to ever do it, to love you, Dad," Hart wrote in one caption alongside a carousel of photos of the two with other members of the family. "Gone but never forgotten. Give Mom a hug for me. Y'all did good, man." The actor's mother, Nancy, died in 2007 from cancer. "Thank you for everything. I'm a better father because of you," Hart added. "We will all make you proud." Hart previously opened up in 2018 about how he found a way to forgive his father, who he wrote in his 2017 memoir, I Can't Make This Up, oftentimes wasn't around due to drug addiction and multiple jail stints. When he was around, the actor wrote that those memories were more chaotic than happy. "No matter what, he's my father," Hart told People magazine at the time. "Regardless of my upbringing and the way I was raised and how often he was in my life, he's my dad. I have a positive outlook on life regardless, and I'm gonna love you because you're my father." Hart said in 2018 that his father was sober and that he did not harbor any resentment toward him. "I understand that nobody's perfect. People are flawed. People make mistakes, Hart said at the time. I shouldn't hold a high level of judgment over your head about things I can't change. You can't go back in the past and fix this or fix that, he added. I can only move forward, and I can only love you today. The actor revealed in 2018 that he felt blessed to be in a position where he could provide for his father. I can say, here, Dad, here's a home, here's a car, here's some money. Go spend time with your grandkids, be the best grandpop. The days that you missed with me are the days that we missed. It's fine. I'm okay with that. Most of all, Hart says he owes his strength and belief system to his mom. His mother was the one who held the family together, while his family fought addiction and was in and out of jail. He was also taught the importance of education by his mother, who worked at the University of Pennsylvania. One of the stories that stood out was when Hart talked about how he was struggling to make rent on his apartment at one point. He had asked his mother for help, and she told him to read his Bible. Of course, he did not listen to his mom until one day an eviction notice was posted on his door. Out of desperation, Hart finally decided to turn to the Bible for hope. I went home and said, "Man, let me open this Bible up," Hart explained. When I opened the Bible, 6 rent checks fell out. She put all my rent checks in the Bible. After that moment, the future star became committed to reading the scriptures on a regular basis. That story alone emphasizes how much of an influence his mother had on his life. Unfortunately, Hart's mother died in 2007, just when Hart's career was gaining huge momentum. Nowadays, the award-winning actor describes himself as a happy guy and wants to make sure his fans know that the positive person he appears to be is really a part of who he is. He assured his fans that he was not one of those dark, depressing comedians who use comedy as a coping mechanism. Hart believes finding a positive in every negative is the only way to survive. I don't understand people who hold grudges, Hart said sarcastically. Do you know how much time and energy it takes to hold a grudge? It probably seems like a given these days that Hart is part of the A-list. He's in multiple blockbusters every year, stars in H&M ads alongside David Beckham, and hosts the MTV Movie Awards. But upon closer inspection, one quickly sees that, firstly, he's actually light years more successful than initially realized, and that it all happened far faster than usual. But that's Kevin Hart. He's not normal. Let's take a second to take a deeper look at just what his fame entails. The most impressive thing about him is his brand, with a capital B. As an actor, he has his complete own genre of movie, much the same way that Melissa McCarthy or Liam Neeson have built their own very specific empires of one-woman comedy shows, And I Will Find You, and I Will Kill You, respectively. His breakout year, breakout on the big screen that is, of 2014, saw him release 3 movies in a row with what the industry called outsized debuts. That means, in a nutshell, overperforming ticket sales expectations the first weekend of release, one of which already has a sequel. That would be Ride Along, which was followed by About Last Night and Think Like a Man 2. His comedy concert films, which are basically just tapes of his stadium stand-up shows, are released in theaters and make as much money as some real movies. Perhaps most impressively, he was one of only 2 comedians to make Forbes' 2015 Celebrity 100 list of the highest paid actors. But it wasn't always like that. Hart got his start in the industry doing bit parts in all kinds of comedies. He played the guy making the documentary about Philip Seymour Hoffman in Along Came Polly. He was the argumentative smart tech customer in The 40-Year-Old Virgin. He was the wise-cracking nurse in Little Fockers. He was one of Emily Blunt's fellow psychology grad students in The 5-Year Engagement. He was the wacky neighbor on Modern Family. Do you get the picture now? Meanwhile, Hart's stand-up career was thriving. As he often tells it, he cut his teeth by entering local comedy competitions, which he always won. Legend has it that those small-time appearances earned him a manager, and it was all downhill or uphill depending on how you see it from there. He began doing tried-and-true tours back in 2009, but it was 2011's show Laugh at My Pain that was the most major. We're sure you've watched it on Netflix. Hart was selling out stadiums, but in Hollywood, he was still stuck in the dreaded guest spot trenches. A role in the 2012 ensemble comedy Think Like a Man was his first step to stardom, which basically skyrocketed straight to 2014 and the aforementioned breakout year. Ironically, by the time the press tour for the sequel Think Like a Man 2 came around, He was arguably the most famous member of the cast. No offense to Jerry Ferrara and Adam Brody, of course. This period cemented his knack for buddy comedies, making way for flicks like The Wedding Ringer, Get Hard, and later Central Intelligence. Now, how did he get here? Well, if you ask Kevin Hart, it's because of the sheer grace of his own hard work, talent, and hustle. All of his success is not due to a lack of bravado. Nobody has more confidence in Hart than Kevin Hart himself. It doesn't take detective work to surmise the source of this career straight from the horse's mouth. His Twitter bio reads, "Everybody wants to be famous, but nobody wants to do the work." He once told The Hollywood Reporter, "What do I do when I'm not working? I work, and I want to be a mogul like Oprah or Jay-Z or Tyler Perry." He answers the question of whether he'll ever take a break with, "Why would I stop when you can keep going and keep achieving? There's so much more that I can do. So why stop?" It's probably easiest to react to statements like this with scoffs or annoyance, but then we remember that he's laughing all the way to the bank, and with most of our money to boot. Well, he may not be the perfect guy, but Kevin Hart does his part and deserves his place in the annals of history. And that's it from us today until next time. Thank you for watching.